Hey, I'm Alex Whittemore, and I want to show you the project I'm working on, which is called Avalanche. It's a high bandwidth pulse generator and high voltage supply combination, which is useful for a lot of different things. So, brief overview of the project. The project consists of 4 modules, including a supply, which outputs high voltage on the order of 150 volts. We have the pulsar itself, which is pretty simple. We have a detector to monitor that pulsar, and we have some software running on a PC that actually watches the detector and reads the data out of it. So some theory. Why is this useful? Well, what we've got in the pulsar here is a transistor biased at what's called its avalanche point, which is a high reverse bias whereby, due to quantum effects, suddenly and indeterminately the transistor will break down, very, very quickly opening up and letting a flood of electrons through. This has 2 benefits. Number 1, it creates a very, very fast rising edge pulse, which is super high bandwidth and can be used for things like time domain reflectometry and measuring the bandwidth of a system by watching the rise time. And interestingly, because it's a quantum effect, we also have no idea exactly when it's going to happen. So we can do some other things with that, like, for example, time the duration between pulses and use that as a random entropy source. So let's go into the individual components. First up, we've got a supply. Really, this is pretty simple. It takes 3 volts in and outputs 150. We've got the pulsar itself, really the simplest thing in the project. I don't want to go into theory of operation, but it's quite simple. We've got the detector in all of its very well thought out glory here, and of course PC software with, code. In the end, I'm hoping this proves useful to a number of people, both for electronics purposes and for some cryptography purposes. And there's a lot to be done, really, between these two. These two allow for a lot of expansion for other future projects, which I'm pretty excited about. So, thanks for having a look at the project, and stick with me in the future as we move from this to something a little bit more fully developed.